We want Kroenke out. We want Kroenke out.
Thomas, it's up for grabs now.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira.
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it.
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Arsenal Lounge. Apologies, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, so we're a bit late today. But I wanted to do an introduction to my esteemed panel. Enrico, how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're seeing protests happening, and we'll get some live coverage, hopefully from Shaheen and Lev, who are outside the Emirates Stadium now. And there's about 10,000 fans, so we'll try our best to get some live updates from them as soon as possible. Sebastian, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Oh, I really wish I was down there at the ground. The protests are absolutely brilliant. The numbers, I love it.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're showing really that North London is red and trumping Chelsea and Tottenham's protests. So you love to see it. The Disky, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. I wish they had similar protests in LA like this at the Rams Stadium. I might go.
I mean, I'm sure some of the Rams fans would join you in trying to hound this guy out, because I don't think they like him any better than we do. But we're going to get into it. So I want to firstly go over the reaction to Josh Kroenke's comments from yesterday's interview with the fans from around the world. And we saw a lot of really difficult questions and also some bluntness from some of the fans, basically telling Kroenke and letting him know that, one, we never trusted you, and two, we want you out of our club. So we'll start with Enrico. Enrico, man, what were some of your thoughts and reaction on the comments and the questions?
Judging by the comments by the fans, you can tell that we're just sick to death of these false promises, man. We keep getting told, oh, we're so invested in this club. We want to do well for this club. Then prove it. Actions speak louder than words. Yes, you've invested money into players. It's been on the wrong players, on the wrong type of players. And I just don't see any accountability. I don't see anything proactive. We're a reactive club. And I feel with Kroenke, listen, I lived in America for 10 years, and I know how much he's hated in America. He's not a fan favorite. But I gave him benefit of the doubt when he first came to Arsenal. But ever since he's came, I don't see any progression. Yes, the odd FA Cup here and there, that's good. But I want to see us competing for this league. The challenge, and every single season is just false promises. And I'm at the point now, man, where it's drastic things need to change at boardroom level. And for me, the thing is, right, we can say all we want. They don't care. I bet you they don't even know half what the team is. And the thing is, though, right, a lot of people say about American owners this, that, and the other. Listen, some American owners are bad, but some of them are really supportive of their team. And I don't see any progression under this ownership.
Absolutely, Enrico. Sorry to cut you off there, but we're going to go to a live update from Shaheen, who's joining us from the Emirates Stadium. Shaheen, how are you doing?
Yeah, listen, man, I'm good here with one of our regulars. Say hi, man. Say hi.
Salute. How's it going, everybody?
Hello. How are you doing?
Man, look, there's a lot of people here. Look, you see? You see that?
Definitely see lots of people.
Yeah, man. You see Lev is here as well.
What up, boys?
Yeah, man. So
What up, Lev?
Yeah, it's a mad one. It's a mad one. Yeah, so you got a regular now for Fridays. He said he's gonna come on the show as well. You see that?
Sounds good. Shaheen, what is the feeling around? I mean, are people have obviously been there for
it's
30 minutes.
It's very peaceful. It's nice. It's very peaceful. People just chanting. They want Kroenke's out. Everyone's friendly, and I think it's really massive, man. It's really massive. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Listen, the reception here is not great, so I just tuned in to show you guys what's happening and everything, so you can see. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Later on, I'll come back in. I'll show you more. All right.
Sounds good. Cheers, guys.
Right, nice one, man.
We want Kroenke out.
Yeah, we do.
Cool. That was Shaheen live from the Emirates Stadium. As he said, I mean, he's going to try and come on a bit later. And give us some more images and feelings, and then hopefully maybe we'll be able to talk to someone like Turkish or lead judges when the crowd dies down a bit before the game starts. But I mean, sorry, Enrico, I cut you off there. You're giving us an explanation of your feelings, and I mean, was there anything else you wanted to chat about regarding the comments yesterday?
The one thing that kind of stood out was his comments about the pandemic and saying that it's just, for me, that's another excuse. It's excuse FC. How many more excuses will we hear from these board members? How many more excuses are we going to hear from Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke? How many more excuses until enough is enough? Because everyone on this panel, we all share the same views on this board. They're not good enough. They don't care. So it's just so much wrong with this club. And it starts from the top. It starts from the owners. So for me, that's what I have to say about it, man. And Kroenke out as well.
Absolutely. I think that one is a given. Sebastian, what are your feelings on yesterday's comments? And I mean, Enrico hits it bang on. I mean, some of the comments regarding not being able to communicate with the fans because of a pandemic. I mean, Josh, how long has this pandemic been going on? It's only been a year and a few months. I mean, you've owned this club for over 5 to 10 years now, and there hasn't been this communication, this trust. He talked about building a bridge. Do you think he will be able to build a bridge with the fans? And is that something that you would consider even if he were to do it?
No, absolutely not. There's no coming back from this, especially after this absolute fiasco from Sunday to Tuesday. Absolutely no coming back from this. Like you said, the whole time he's been here, he's not put a penny in this club. Not a penny. Even Mike Ashley down at Newcastle has invested more of his money into his club than Kroenke has with us. Now, is that telling you something? No, he's not going to invest. I don't listen to all those comments from him about, oh, I'll promise I'll invest. No. What makes you think? He'll just tell you, you'll hear you everything. They'll tell you everything you want to hear. Of course he's going to tell you that. But at the end of the day, we all know it's a pack of lies. It's a disgrace. And why is his son? Where's Stan himself? Where is he? We don't ever hear from him. A proper owner engages with the fans. He doesn't. And the cheek of him to pass through messages through Arteta and through Vinay about, oh, we've apologised. Why did it have to come through Arteta and Vinay from your apology? Where was you yourself? Now, don't you think that is a terrible, terrible, terrible disrespect towards the fans? Don't you think that he himself has not said a thing? Never does. He's too busy in America worrying about the LA Lambs and his project over there. I'm just like, can you focus on that and just sell the club? Because it's clear he's not wanted. You can see all the protest. I don't know literally any Arsenal fan or any Arsenal player or even the staff that want him here. No one. It shows he's not wanted. He doesn't invest, and it's now off the pitch as well. That is a disrespect. It's terrible. It's shocking.
Some very strong words there, Sebastian, and totally agree with you. And I think we all share that sentiment with you. And I mean, in terms of just my 2 cents about why Josh is the one who's speaking instead of Stan. I mean, Stan has already ruined his relationship with the Arsenal fan base. There's no coming back for him. So what he did is he sends his son as a new face of Arsenal, kind of like a clean slate. And Josh came out obviously 2 seasons ago and he said, "Be excited." And obviously we were excited with Pepe, but there wasn't much more to come after that, right? And even Pepe himself, there's lots of debates on whether that was a great signing or not, right? Spending 72 million pounds on a player that is still raw and is not a world-class player as of yet. It doesn't even start for either the national team or for Arsenal on a weekly basis. So I want to go to you, Dadiski. I mean, what were your feelings on the comments yesterday?
Well, firstly, with regards to the process, it's clear to see who cares and it's clear to see who doesn't. It's clear to see who has ambition and it's clear to see who doesn't. Basically, the Kroenkes don't really care they don't have the emotion in the club. They don't. They care about numbers. They care about profits. The only reason that they wanted to join the Super League was not for that. Just showed the lack of ambition. All they wanted was a guaranteed spot every year in a big league, guaranteed money. To me, out of all of that, what that showed the most was the lack of ambition that Arsenal had. Because there's no pressure now, where's the ambition going to go? We would have sat in that league and been content with getting battered by all these big clubs. And that's the other thing from the comments that he said. He goes, firstly, I'd like to talk about how he said, yeah, we have no intention to sell, and we have the same plans for the summer as before, and we're still excited for this. Bruv, how long have we been excited for? How many times has he said we're excited? Excited for what? It's been, and then he goes, oh yeah, I think there's a lot of mistrust and skepticism around us, but I think over time I'll mend the relationship. Bruv, I'll be 50 years old when he tries to mend the relationship. It's been 10 years and he hasn't mended the relationship. It's been 10 years. Then he goes, oh, yeah, we want, Arsenal fans should be happy because they would play big clubs. That's what Arsenal fans want. No, we don't want that. We know as Arsenal fans, we would want to earn our place in Europe. We don't want to be a club that just gets in like that because, again, imagine, what would have happened? We would have joined the Super League. You know how they said they were going to supposedly allow 5 teams to compete as well? Bro, we would have gone battered by those 5 teams getting in there, but then still been like, oh, it's fine. We can have next year. Our season would be over within the first 2 weeks. There is no ambition at that club whatsoever. And he thinks, oh yeah, they said the first question that was asked was, what is worse, a Super League or a Super League without Arsenal? He goes, oh, well, we said, a Super League without Arsenal would be the worst thing. They needed this more than any other club. Let's be real. Chelsea, Man City, they didn't really need that guaranteed spot. These guys have been trying to do that for the longest time. Remember how with Wenger, he was like, oh, we keep coming fourth. That's all he wanted. There was no ambition there either. He let Wenger keep coming fourth as long as he kept the European, he was in the European Championship. Then after none of that happened, this would have been the first season where potentially we wouldn't have got into Europe. He was thinking, all right, well, I'm gonna just get him into the Super League. And that's their show of ambition. It's clear and evident that all they want is a guaranteed slot for money every year. That's it. So they don't show any ambition. They're gonna keep us waiting and all this, like, oh, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be excited for what, bro? Nah, they're just lying. It's all just lies, and they're the biggest politicians. I do not want the owner of our club. If he's pronouncing Arsenal, get out, bruv. I don't want to hear you. Get out. It's done.
Some very passionate, raw emotions from the Disky there. And we have the starting lineup for a pretty massive game. And you guys can see it over here. Sorry, Sebastian, cutting your face off there. But let's get into this starting 11. I'll go through it and we can give our reactions to it. So we have in goal, Leno. At right back, again, Chambers starting over Hector Bellerin, which I think none of us are even complaining about. We have Holding and Mari again in center back pairing, which I know the Disky is happy about because he strongly feels like that's our best pairing. We have Xhaka playing again at left back against Everton. I don't really know how I feel about that. We have Ceballos and Partey in the midfield with, I think, Saka playing on the right, Smith Rowe playing in the number 10 position, Pepe playing on the left. And this one is a strange one. Eddie Nketiah starting over Martinelli in the starting 11. What are you guys' reactions? We'll start with Enrico. Enrico, you can go first.
Bro, Eddie Nketiah. Eddie. I'm not his biggest fan. Hope he proves me wrong. I don't think he's good enough for this club. Personally, I'm not that keen on the lineup. I would have personally played Martinelli up front. Just go with Martinelli up front. He's shown the past couple of weeks that this kid is the real deal. We all know this kid's the real deal. With Eddie, he's been given plenty of chances, right? I remember when he burst onto the scene against Norwich and he scored those 2 goals, and everyone was like, oh, wow, this kid's going to be amazing. He's going to be this. He's not fulfilled his promise. So I'm not that happy with that. Everywhere else, Xhaka left back, that's risky. I don't know how Everton have lined up, so him playing left backs could be a bit different, especially if Charlison's playing. So for me, that's a bit risky. Holding Amari, I'm quite happy with that. I feel that's our best. I feel Holding Amari our best partnership at the back, so I'm happy with that. Chambers again, a right back. For me, Bellerin. I think everyone knows Bellerin's gone this summer, so seeing Chambers at right back's good. Then the midfield pairing of Xhaka and Partey and Ceballos. Yeah, that's pretty good. Even though I'm not a fan of Ceballos, but all in all, it's okay. But I'm just not happy Martinelli's not playing, man. The guy's he just uses quality, man. He's so good.
Literally almost scored last game. Every time he comes on, direct, he's passionate, he runs his socks off. Nketiah hasn't been in this team for the past month, apart from last game where he came on for about 5 minutes. And yes, he scored to get us the draw. But I mean, it was a tap-in, man. Are you serious? I'm really upset about this. I mean, he wasn't even on the bench, for most of the games. He's been out of the squad completely. And for him to just come in now and overtake Martinelli just like that, when we know this summer we're going to be selling him because we've signed Pelican, he's not going to be the long-term success, and he's starting against Everton. I mean, the only excuse I can give Arteta here is that Martinelli is going to be starting on Thursday. That's the only excuse I can give him here, because if that's not the case, I'm really upset about this. Sebastian, thoughts?
Yeah, me too. Nketiah should not be starting over Martinelli. Absolute no. And the only other concern I've got with that is I'm not too sure about Xhaka at left back still. Yes, he's done okay there the past few times, but even though we don't really have a proper left back fit, I would still much rather see Cedric there, because he can actually do a job. But apart from that, the team is what we expected without the injuries. But yeah, I'm not happy about the Nketiah bit. He's shown he's not good enough. And like you said, apart from last week against Fulham and a little bit against Sheffield United, he hasn't featured since Manchester United in January. That's how long he's not even featured in the side. So why is he even allowed to come straight back in the team like that? I just don't think that's right. But like I said, apart from those two concerns, the team's actually not bad. Holding and Mari seem to form a good pairing at the back. Ceballos has done okay lately, but I'll still rather see Xhaka and Partey in the midfield. Saka and Smith Rowe, Pepe, absolutely fine, no problem with that. It's good to see Odegaard on the bench, because I've actually seen the bench, Odegaard.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't pull that up. So Sebastian, do you want to go through the bench for us? I didn't scroll down, so apologies.
Yes, I can go through that. The bench is Matt Ryan, Hector Bellerin, Cedric, Gabriel, El Nene, Odegaard, Willian, Reece Nelson, and Martinelli.
No Oba, Laka.
No. No.
Cool.
And no Balogun either. I thought maybe now he signed his contract, give him a go. But nah.
Sebastian Alexander saying that your vibes are on point, and that kit reminds him of Wilshere, Ozil, Welbeck. Don't forget Giroud, Santi Cazorla, my boy Alexis Sanchez. I mean, that sure holds a lot of memories.
Yeah, to be very honest with you. Yeah, thank you very much. To be very honest with you, I actually liked that team, and that team really did have the potential to go on and be Premier League champions. It really did. But all we needed was a top-class striker. Giroud is good, but he wasn't a top-class striker. We needed a top CDM, and just a couple more to squad depth. That was all we needed. That only needed a few players. And this also comes back to the Kroenke investment. Why didn't he invest to prove that team, to build on that team that was so close to being great, to actually being great, to actually get over that line? Especially that year Leicester won the league. That should have been us. We should never have finished second behind Leicester. But what did Kroenke do about it? Nothing. While all the other big six teams did something about it with them manager situation and other things and investment. Everyone did something about it. We stood still, and since that season, we've not been in. We've been out of the Champions League, and we've not been in it. So that comes back to the Kroenke bit on why he can't be trusted. Because even if this group of players can be good, which there are some potentials in there, he will never do the bit to get it over the line.
Absolutely, Sebastian. And I mean, you make some good points. Same old Arsenal, right? I mean, we've been cheap for so long, and that's why I keep telling people. I mean, it's beyond Arteta for me when people say Arteta out. I mean, this club has been deteriorating for over a decade now. We've cheaped out in so many occasions. Kim Kallstrom, Benayoun. I mean, not buying a better striker than Giroud when we had a phenomenal midfield and Sanchez and Ramsey playing on the wings. I mean, oh man, this club has really tarnished a lot of memories for us, opportunities for us to play at the top. I mean, before I go to the Disky, I'm going to give a little bit of my reaction. And I think for me, at left back Xhaka today, I think his career might be ended. I mean, Richarlison, I mean, his career has already been ended in my eyes. But I think for more fans, they'll see that this guy's not our answer. We can't play Xhaka on Thursday. I mean, I think it depends. If we're able to keep the ball today, which I think we may be able to when we play possession football, it might not look too bad because Xhaka might not be out of place. He won't be put under a lot of pressure unless it's a counter-attack. But this is why I think we have Pepe on that left wing. I think he's expected to be helping Xhaka cover. And I mean, I don't obviously agree with that. I think Martinelli would have been a better choice to provide that support for Xhaka because, Martinelli runs for the team, whereas we know Pepe more recently has been doing it. But I mean, it's not part of his DNA to be tracking back and helping Xhaka. And I think that's definitely going to be the side that Everton target. But I mean, apart from that, I think, Sebastian, as we spoke about, I mean, he's been on fire these last 2 games. So really, it's tough to say anything against him. But I mean, he needs to continue with this consistency and continue playing at that pace and not making any mistakes like he's been doing in the Europa League. I think playing alongside Partey gives him that stability, gives him that confidence to maybe go up and let Partey play that lone pivot, which he does so well doing. And I think in terms of Pepe, it's not only Nketiah that I want to touch on. I think Pepe, I mean, yes, he's been doing much better, but you need to play well today, man. I'm going to be looking at him individually, making sure that he's taking on players. He's not shooting it straight at the keeper. He's not dribbling himself, and he's not making bad touches, bad passes. I mean, he still needs to iron those out of his game. So I'm going to be watching today to see Pepe bring something. There's no Aubameyang, there's no Lacazette. I mean, really, guys, let's be honest. In that starting 11, Pepe is the star man, and Saka, obviously, we know is the star boy. But Pepe is the man in there that we spent some heavy cash on that is needed to step up to the plate because our captain is not there. Our foundation in Lacazette play is not there either. He's going to be the man who has to bring that spark today. It can't just be Saka. It can't just be Smith Rowe. We won't survive. We won't be able to contain Everton if that's the case. And then in terms of Nketiah, I think, Sebastian, you've touched on it, and Enrico also touched on it a little bit. I mean, he's not good enough, man. I can tell you guys now, he's gonna have a couple of chances 1-on-1, and he's gonna miss. He's gonna completely mess up. I don't see him scoring today. I feel like he's not gonna be a part of the game. Period. I don't think he's gonna be a part of the game. I think in the second half we're gonna have to take him off and bring on Martinelli. That's my prediction. I'm hoping that's not the case because I want us to score 3-4. I want to see as many goals as possible. I want to see us make a statement today. Not only that we want Kroenke out, but that Arsenal is still a top team, right? It's not only about having the owners out. We still need to remember the Super League has been cancelled. We still need to win this Europa League. It means everything to us. Everything is back on the table again, which is quite ironic because about 48 hours ago, because of the Super League, this game on Thursday didn't mean anything. But I'm going to go to the Disky, man. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I know personally you're very happy with that center back pairing because you told me that that's the strongest pairing for you in your eyes.
I wouldn't say it's our strongest pairing. I think our strongest, I do like when Gabriel and Luis play, but I would say that in terms of like Holding and Murray, I feel as though they don't make rash choices. My only thing is with headers. For some reason, Murray is good on them, but sometimes Holding it. And yeah, if Calvert-Lewin is playing.
Can everyone else go on mute except for the Disky because I'm hearing some feedback?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. So what I was thinking was like, if I'm just worried about headers, because Everton, especially with Calvert-Lewin, they always seem to get in with the headers. And I get Murray is tall. He's pretty good with the headers. Holding, for some reason, he lets small man like Jota get in front of him and get to the ball, which I'm like, all right. So, but I'm putting my trust in them. I am excited. Loki, I think Pepe is going to score today. I think Pepe will score. I'm going to put my money on that. Pepe will score. And I'm excited to see Partey, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe. I want to see them do their thing. Nketiah, bruv, this guy built like a ball boy. He ain't a striker. Like this guy is not. He's not serious. He's not. He's not. He's just got vibes in him. That's it. No techers. So I would have rather seen Martinelli in there. I don't know why Balogun is not even in the. Is he injured or do we know anything on that? But aside from that, I hope Xhaka does not get exposed. Ceballos, watch him. Yeah, he's been playing well. This is the game that he bottles it. I don't know if he's had 3 games in a row that have gone well. I'm not sure, but I think that Pepe will score. I know Saka is always going to put in his work, and him and Smith Rowe always do well. So I'm excited for our attackers. The midfield, it's up to them. Partey will do his thing. Ceballos, is he going to be Mr. Sideshow Bob, or is he going to actually start running at the defense? I don't know. We'll see.
Good point. Just to the guys watching live, thank you very much. Please drop a like if you're enjoying the content and subscribe to this wonderful channel. Have videos every Wednesday with obviously Lev and Shaheen. And I think Eduardo was on this week. Eduardo Han from, where is he from actually? I think he's from South America, from Chile, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And he was on and gave some pretty good insights on Arsenal and the Super League, and obviously Lee Judges is on Wednesday on the Real Talk as well. But I mean, I've dropped a link for some of you guys to jump on if you'd like to come on and have a reaction to the starting 11. Maybe give us your predicted score and then maybe your thoughts on the Kroenke out protest. So feel free to jump in. I've put the link in the comments for you guys to join. Cool. So I guess maybe let's chat about Thursday and how you guys are feeling on Thursday and the importance on Thursday for you. Obviously, we're going to touch a little bit on what Josh said yesterday in terms of Arsenal going to spend big this summer. And what does that mean? Because he said that they've said they're going to invest many times, and we've never seen Arsenal invest the way the fans know we have to. And then the second point is, if we don't make Champions League next season, let alone Europe, if we don't qualify for Europe, because if we don't win the Europa, we're not going to be in Europe next season. How are we going to attract these players? Even if we want to spend big, we want to be able to, and that's going to be an excuse. Sebastian, can you please mute? So I think in regards to that, just wanted to get your opinions, and we'll start with Enrico. I mean, how are we going to attract any of these top players? Even if we want to invest a lot of money, we won't be able to, because no one is really going to want to come to a team that's not playing in Europe, man.
I agree with you. I mean, to be fair, we have bought players without Champions League football, like Partey. We have bought really good players. But I think if we don't get Champions League football or we get European football, it's what type of players we want and how we buy. We have to buy smart. So look at how West Ham have done this, right? They've tapped into the Czech league and they've got players like Kufal and Souček, 2 unknown players from a very small league. Sometimes you have to go into the smaller leagues. That's what you would have to do. That's why sometimes we've been like with Edouard from Celtic. I personally think he's leaving this summer. So, I mean, it's just how we buy, how we spend our money. Just don't spend money on players who are over 30, like a Willian. Because with these type of players, they're not going to improve because they're at that certain age where they've been there and done that. Players like Willian. Obviously, you need experience in your team, but at the same time, you need to buy smart. You need to identify what players you need, the qualities they have. No matter if this is without European football or without Champions League football, we still have to buy smart. Because if we make it a bad investment, because I remember you said about...
We have Shaheen live again. Just going to go to them straight. Lev, can you hear us? Getting some live footage here on the Arsenal Lounge from the Kroenke out protest. We have Lev and Shaheen.
You don't have a lot of battery, so let me just plug you in and see if I can hear you.
Cool, you're live, Lev. Just give us some of your reaction.
One second, he's gonna put his earbuds on. 1 second.
Cool, no stress. So, sorry, Enrico, I cut you off there. If you want to continue until they're ready.
Right,
No, go ahead.
Yo, I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you, but
can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see. But it's fine. Just speak to us. Let us know how you're feeling, How are the fans feeling around there? I mean, what is going on?
Dude. Man, this is some turnout. Forget that Spurs thing you saw with a guitarist. I don't know what that was all about. Like, this is serious. I don't know if you lot can hear me, but look.
We can hear you. We can't see, but we can hear you, and we can hear people chanting. Oh, Kroenke is a wanker. Yeah, we can hear it. We can hear you.
Right. I don't know if you can hear me, but what I'm going to say is this is an amazing turnout. Forget that Spurs that Spurs turnout with a guitarist doing some folk singing. This is what's going on. It is crazy. There's a good few thousand people here, I reckon.
Cool.
It's a real showing of solidarity from the fans for once.
Cool. I've removed some of the panelists so that you can give us a view.
We're losing them. Okay, so
we can still hear you.
Okay, so basically, there's a good few thousand people here, I reckon. It's huge in comparison to other turnouts we've seen. You've seen that poor turnout with the Spurs, with the guitarists and the folk singers, and no police presence. Well, there's some serious police presence here.
Definitely. About 10,000 fans there we're hearing.
We've got a guy here. He's on there. Look, he's live. How you doing? Yeah, well, there's a lot of people here. A lot. We just missed Lee. We met Lee. We found him. Not sure who else is here. We'll try and get other people for you, but it is some turnout. These fans are making themselves known and heard. There's people back there as well.
Yeah, about 40 minutes to kickoff, so I'm assuming this is going to stay like this until the game starts.
I can't hear what you're saying, babe. I'll speak to you in a minute. Listen, I think people are going to stay for a bit longer. I mean, the people settling down and having drinks. I don't know if there's any pubs showing the game. This guy's standing on a dustbin to get pictures.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, this is by far the biggest protest against the ESL movement that we've seen so far, by a long way. I mean, there was no police presence at the Spurs ground. It is madness here. So we've even met a few of our mates, Springer here. We've got a few people that are viewers as well that have stopped us, and everyone's been pretty nice. The only thing I will say that's marred it, African, is because of Ray Parler's comments today. It's made it very difficult for some of the AFTV boys, including Lee. I saw him almost get abused in front of us. So, that Ray Parler comment has got a lot to answer for, in my opinion. If anything had happened to anyone today, it would have been on him. It was the wrong time to do it, in my opinion. But other than that, mate, it's all been brilliant.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving us a view and a feeling of what's going on there. It's absolutely amazing for some of us international fans that don't get to partake in this. I mean,
we're all thinking of you, man. We're thinking of all you global gooners. Right, listen, don't buy their merchandise. I wouldn't give up the season. I had an argument with someone who asked me to sell my give up your season ticket if you this, that, and the other. Some of us have had season tickets for generations in our families. What, we're going to walk away for these mugs that have just turned up 10 years ago? No. If you really want to hurt them, don't buy their merchandise. Globally, all you gooners, don't buy their merchandise until they leave. That's my answer to that.
It's harder said than done, but I mean, I think this is a great start to the Kroenke out movement. And as you said, Lev, I mean, this is a historic moment for Arsenal Football Club, the biggest protest I think we've seen in a long, long time against Kroenke, letting him know that we're not happy with him and we want him out of our club.
Yeah, and listen, look at that. Look. There is only one solution: Kroenke out. It's all there. Everyone's doing it. Yeah. Look, I'll say this to you as well. That excuse that Josh used about not being able to, because of the pandemic, the communication, they didn't have a problem communicating every time they had a new merchandise release, did they? They got that out easily enough.
Yeah.
So don't buy their crap. That's my advice. Wait till they leave. Get them out of your club. Don't spend your merchandise globally on these mugs until they go.
Absolutely. Lev, have you seen the starting 11 for the game?
No. What is it?
Yeah, so it's Leno, Chambers at right back, Holding and Mari, Xhaka at left back, Ceballos, Partey, Emile Smith-Rowe in the 10, Saka on the right, Pepe on the left, and Eddie Nketiah starting over Martinelli at centre forward. I know.
I don't get that at all, Eddie. What the fuck is he doing starting Eddie? Like, it's madness. I don't
Absolute
understand.
madness.
Right, Shaheen's going mad because he's saying his battery's going to die.
Cool.
And this is Springer, by the way. Springer, yeah? Springer's one of our boys. Yeah, anyway,
What's
we're
up?
going to have to go because Shaheen's, I don't know what, I think he's got a hot date later on, isn't it?
Cheers. No stress. Thank you.
All right. So, listen,
thank you for allowing us
Loungers, love you, man. Love you, guys, yeah?
Cheers.
No problem at all, man. No problem.
Cool. Sorry, guys. I removed you because when we're 5 people, you really can't see what's going on. So I wanted fans that are tuned in right now to really get a feel and see of what's going on at the Emirates Stadium. And as Lev said, I mean, very historic moment. The biggest ESL protest, but I think it's beyond ESL. I don't really even think it's ESL because it's been canceled. It's really just about letting Kroenke know our feelings as fans. And we've built up this momentum and we can't let off. I mean, it's like a lion. We have our jaws into their necks and we just can't let go until they bleed out. That's really how I see this. And I'm really going to be interested to see what the reaction is from Josh over the next week in terms of, are they going to come out and make any statements? Is Vinay going to come out and make any statements? I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I mean, I think the other 14 Premier League clubs have made it clear that these 6 CEOs, chairmen, whatever you want to call them, the owners need to fire them because they are not welcome into the next meetings. And that has been made clear. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Vinay gets fired and if, the Kroenke is, under pressure. I don't see them. I don't see what they're going to do. They're going to have to fire him to make the fans happy. Otherwise, this is going to keep getting harder and harder for them. So, yeah, that was a live update from the Emirates Stadium. The game is starting in about half an hour, so I want to close up shortly. I posted the link in the chat. No one seems to want to come on and give their reaction. So let's see if anyone jumps on in the next few minutes. But let's get into maybe the score predictions from all of us before the game.
Who wants to go first?
You can start.
Oh, do you want me to go? Yeah.
Yeah, go. Well,
okay. I'm gonna go for 2-2. I'm gonna go for 2-2.
2-2. Okay.
I think we're gonna concede,
but
I think we'll score. I think we'll score a few goals, but I can see us conceding. And actually, speaking of Vinay, you just mentioned Vinay. He's actually at the game tonight as well. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, he's actually there's pictures circulating. He's at the ground. So.
But by the way, don't be surprised if we see a plane with a Kroenke out banner. I'm very sure someone has organized that. I'm very sure we're gonna see that. So yeah, let's see what happens, what transpires in the game. 2-2 is what Enrico's predicting.
Yeah.
Sebastian, what are your thoughts? What are you feeling? And Eddie Nketiah with a hat trick?
I wish, but I don't see it happening. If you want my honest prediction, I'm going with another draw. I'm going 0-0. I reckon it'll be a ball.
Oh man, don't say that. I can't waste 90 minutes to watch a 0-0.
You just know it's going to happen.
Yeah, if we start off slow, Sebastian, and I've mentioned to you this before, in previous games, and I think it's a similar thing for me. Regardless who we play, if we start slow with no energy, we don't press like a pack of wolves, press together as a team, don't let up, put them in the corners, make them go long and regain possession, pass it to Leno and start from the back and build up our play and score the goals that we know Arsenal is renowned for, those tiki-taka all the way, pass it into the net. And that's what I'm really hoping to see. But the Disky score prediction?
I hope almost that the players see what the fans are doing and how much we can and take that energy and bring it into the game. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it's going to be 1-1 for a long time. And then, we're going to maybe it's going to come through at the end, but I doubt it. But I hope that Pepe scores. But I'm going to say 2-1. We win.
Oh, you hope that Pepe scores. Okay, cool. I
know that. I said I'm putting money he scores.
Oh yeah, you're putting money. Okay. I see you.
Invisible
cool.
money because it's Ramadan and we don't be.
Yeah, of course. So you're saying 2-1 for a win. Sebastian and Enrico going for a draw, 2-2, 0-0. I'm hoping Enrico's. If it is a draw, I'm hoping Enrico's right because I'd rather see a 2-2 than a 0-0. To be quite honest, on a Friday night. But my prediction is oh man, my prediction is 2-1. I think Arsenal will win 2-1. I think we have to win this game, man. I just don't see how we don't win this game. I frankly think that the first half is going to be super boring, and I think the second half is when Arteta's going to have a word in the changing room, and we're going to come out all guns blazing. We're going to go for the throat because remember, guys, we have nothing to lose. Even if we lose 5-0, 6-0, of course, it would be embarrassing, but it really means nothing for our league standings. We have to give it all to win this game. And I mean, we're playing on Friday, so we have 6 days to recover, before we play Unai Emery. And I think this is a perfect opportunity, to just go all guns blazing. We have a strong front four, apart from Nketiah, in my opinion. But I mean, listen, he's going to get rebounds. He's going to be kind of poaching around that box. If anything comes to him, I just want him to get it on target. Just pick your spot, Eddie, man. Don't do anything crazy. We don't need you to score a fancy goal, man. I mean, if it's a tap-in, we're going to celebrate that because we can't really be too picky about how we win these games. So for me, I also agree with the Disky. I'm putting faith in Pepe. And I mean, in the last 2 AFTV picks, and I've been shouting out Pepe to score, and he hasn't scored in the last 2. So I'm hoping this time he actually scores. And yeah, I mean, pretty much that's our predictions. And let's see what happens today. I think we might do a show next week, Friday, with reactions to the Europa League game, and then obviously talk about the Premier League game for next weekend. But I mean, if there's anything else you guys want to chat about, this is the time. We've got about 5-10 more minutes if you guys want to chat about any other topics.
Can I just say what?
Go ahead.
Ray Parler's comments today, for me, that left me with a bitter taste in my mouth. And let me just say this right now, right? People can disagree with AFTV. They can disagree with the way they do their videos, about how they publicize their videos. But the AFTV has given fans a voice. No matter what you think of AFTV, no matter if you think they're toxic, if you think they're good, whatever. What Robbie's done is incredible, considering they started literally from the bottom, and now look what they've done. And they've literally created a new generation for fans to speak their minds about their club. So what Ray Parler said, it left me with a bitter taste in my mouth, man. I didn't like what he said, because for me, you can disagree what they say, you can disagree if they're too negative and stuff like that, but they've given fans a voice, no matter what. And that's what I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, you've been on AFTV, Arvik and Sebastian. I'm pretty sure you've been on AFTV before. So for me, once, yeah. So for me, that chat, they're to blame. They're not to blame. They're deflecting the actual issues of this club, which is the Kroenkes, not AFTV.
Listen, I mean, I'll give you my real raw opinions. And I mean, I've been a fan of Arsenal Fan TV because it was the first platform that gave me, as an international fan, an opportunity to really feel part of that community. You have your own, we have our own separate communities, the Disky and I. I'm sure in California, you go watch a game at a bar and you have this own American community of Arsenal fans. And I would have that, in Canada when I was in Canada, and in South Africa, just different communities. And AFTV gives us that opportunity to feel part of the community in London, in Arsenal, and the fans that go week in and week out. It gave us an opportunity to hear people like Claude and Ty and see different variations of opinions and fanaticism as well. Let's not get that wrong. I mean, you just see different levels and different cultures in many ways. And I'll be honest, I think in the beginning, maybe Ray Parler's comments applies. When Arsenal Fan TV first started, I remember that they used to put out videos immediately, and then when they became more popular, they started to synchronize when they wanted to release DT's, fan cam, when they wanted to, release other, I guess, more known or popular fans. And so I can see where Ray Parler is coming from, but that still doesn't detract to me, the value that Arsenal Fan TV brings to me personally as an international Arsenal fan. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in.
No, it's also like, listen, the people on AFTV, these are the people that literally spend most of their earnings and their wages going to support this club. They feel, when you look at Troops, yeah, you cannot tell me that guy is not a man that puts his heart in that team. You look at DT. That guy has been tormented by Arsenal. You can see the pain in him, and you can see the passion there. Robbie, you can see how much. Yeah, exactly. Giving just the fans an opportunity to speak up. Because listen, without AFTV, none of these protests like this would be that big. We have such a grand scale that it's taken, even with the last time when Josh finally first spoke about the transfers. Turkish set up those protests there. It's giving the fans a complete voice. And this is not to say who Arsenal AFTV were the first fan club to do this. Then who came after? Now the United Stand,
Chelsea.
Anfield Agenda, Chelsea. I don't know what they're on, but like even with expressions and all of that stuff, like all the other clubs followed. And I think it's brought such a beautiful light to fans. Yes, you're going to have heated debates and you're going to have comments and passion and things maybe coming off the wrong way, but that's raw emotion. These guys are putting their whole wages on the line to go and support their club week in, week out. They care more than anyone else. So more than anyone else, they have an opinion. And they're right.
I wouldn't say more than everybody else, but because I don't think I wouldn't consider that they care more than I do. You know, I've never missed an Arsenal game in my life since I remember. I've missed exams, I've missed dates with girls to watch Arsenal. I mean, I've done everything for Arsenal. So I wouldn't go as far to say as they're the most, caring fans.
But you're part of that most. You're a fan now that's doing a show.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the fans that can go online and speak about their club. You are now part of that because of them.
I agree. They started the revolution for sure. Exactly. For sure. And we have to give them respect for giving, I guess, all fans, not only Arsenal fans, just fans in general. They put the power in our hands and showed us that we can, have our opinions, and that, ex-players and pundits don't know it all, even if they're getting paid to talk about Arsenal or talk about other teams. Doesn't mean that they know more than the fans who support and bleed this team. Sebastian, I see you have something to say.
Yeah, and absolutely. I'm like, of course, fans have the right to express their opinions because it's their club. It's not necessarily the players' fault, not the owner's club. It's their club. They're the ones that are the lifeblood of the club, because they were here long before them, and they'll be here long after them. They'll still be supporting the club, putting their effort, paying their money, going to watch the games, or even streaming the games, paying their money to stream the games and watch it on broadcast. They're paying their money. It's their money that they're coming out with. And also, like you said, and all AFTV and all these fan channels do is reflect a mood around the place. If it's not good, what do you expect them to say? They can't sit there and lie and just pretend, oh, it's all brilliant, oh, it's all fine, oh, nothing to worry about. Oh, no. They're just reflecting the mood. And like we've said, we've been through years and years and years of mediocrity, of pain, of neglectance, and not spending enough. Years and years and years. That's why the fans are upset like we are now. That's why we're going to these protests and wanting the owners out and calling for change. That's why fans are unhappy online and all that. That's why. The thing is, we love our club. We love Arsenal. So do you. So does Enrico. So does Diski. So does everyone down there. Exactly. We all love the club. Look at the walls. Look, my walls. Emirates Stadium. Look. Covered. I love my club. Brilliant. But
Absolutely.
People need to really understand out there. AFTV are not the problem on why the club is being run like this. They're not the problem. AFTV don't run the club. They're just at the games, reflecting the mood and engaging with fans. And other fan channels have it as well. Chelsea's, Man United's, Liverpool, Tottenham's. Everyone has it. So that's what
as much as other people like to think that AFTV is for them, I don't think that is not its true purpose and mission and vision. Its purpose is for Arsenal fans. It's for Arsenal fans to watch. It just so happens that we have done so poorly, and we, as Sebastian said, this culmination and I guess over 5-10 years of mediocrity, the frustration, the negative energy, just the heartbreaks that we talk about, week in, week out. Arsenal is the biggest heartbreaker I've ever seen in my life. I don't know any team, franchise, company, any entity in the world that destroys people's hearts as much as Arsenal does, right? And as you said, Sebastian, it's just a pure reflection of the mood and what fans are feeling over a culmination of a long period, right? And then Arsenal Fan TV is purely meant for Arsenal fans, and just so happens that obviously rival fans will always come and watch it. So we don't care about, I don't think they care about the viewership, apart from our real Arsenal fans who watch it week in, week out. We have about 10-20 minutes before the game starts, so I wanted to close up. I wanted to first go around and get the final message to Kroenke from everyone. Enrico, you can start. What is your final message to Kroenke, to both Josh and Stan Kroenke? If he was right now,
if they were Kroenke out, that's all I have to say. Just get out. That's all I have to say, man.
Okay, cool. Sebastian, what would you say if Stan Kroenke was in front of you, or Josh? Cool. Let's read that out. It says, Kroenke out, you are not wanted. No, Sebastian, you have another one, don't you?
Oh, he's come prepared.
Oh, he's very prepared. Okay,
Sorry, one way around. Can you read it?
Yeah, just put it up next to the camera because it's cutting off a little bit. Okay. Without communication, there is no relationship. Without respect, there is no love. Very well said, Sebastian. So that's all. You would just show him the banners. You wouldn't cuss him out. You wouldn't say anything to him. This is your one opportunity to say something to him.
Kroenke, you're not wanted here. Please sell on now. What could you say? He's got to go. He's got to go. There's no coming back from this. There is
exactly. That's
no coming back from this. There's nothing you can do to repair the fan relationship. It's gone. It's your fault. Now, please do the right thing and sell. Nothing much more I can say.
Yeah, no, fair enough. The Disky thoughts. What would you say if you ran into Stan Kroenke or Josh Kroenke in LA, where we know they live and obviously have a lot of interaction?
Slap them both up, just a double time like that, clap between the ears, and then from the wise words of Claude, it's time to go. That's what I would say.
That's a good impression.
Cool. Yeah, that was a pretty good impression.
That was a good impression.
I know. I've been working on it. You know?
And I mean, that's I think a perfect opportunity for me to shout out. You know, Arsenal in today's match program did a little article on Claude and giving him recognition for being a true lifetime Arsenal fan, and I think that's great to see. So. Rest in peace, Claude, and bravo to Arsenal for putting that piece out. I think that's a great gesture. In terms of what I would say to I guess Josh or Stan Kroenke, it really has been summarized yesterday, right? It would be firstly in terms of the communication that's absolute bullcrap. I mean, you've had years to communicate with us. Why didn't you communicate with us after you said to be excited, after you did that interview that was scripted on Arsenal media? I mean, where were you after that? Emery got fired, you didn't come out and say anything. Arteta took over, you didn't come out and say anything. I mean, we haven't heard from you in over a year and a half. And now all of a sudden you decide to come out when you know this protest, when you know you've royally messed up to the point there is no return. And as I think it was Akil yesterday, one of the Arsenal fans said, I mean, there's never been any trust. And we don't want to build this bridge with you. This bridge is unbuildable. It's been burnt. You know, it's there's no return for you. And you know, basically,
they've shown their true colors.
100%. But we always knew their true colors. I think internally. I think this time it's just a bigger deal because it's with other clubs as well. I think we always known that they were selfish, greedy. I mean, they're stingy when they're billionaires. I mean, you know, and I think Josh mentioned yesterday that it's not sustainable to have long-term investment. It's not sustainable for long-term. But I mean, I'm thinking to myself, you idiot, you had 10 years to spend 20-30 million on world-class players when now a world-class player costs minimum 50 plus, you know, and now we definitely can never afford it. So when you should have spent a little bit of money to keep us on track 10 years ago, you didn't do it. And now you're crying when market prices have soared and we can't afford anything. Go ahead.
If I want to say one thing, let's say hypothetically, let's say Kroenke goes. There's two things that need to happen. And they mentioned it on AFTV as well. The first thing is we need to go back to 51% ownership and the rest given to fans, shares.
That's never happening. But yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hypothetically, if it does happen, that should happen, right? Yeah. The second thing is, I think Robbie mentioned it, like the next guy that comes in has to be, he said it has to be vetted completely to the point of being like, no, if another billionaire comes in, how do we know he's not going to do the same thing? What are your intentions for this club? Where is the passion? And
they're just gonna lie to us like they've been lying to us all these years.
Listen, we know. I think we know if we have 50, if we have at least the half of the shares in that regard, we can tell that. As long as it ain't an American, just get them out. Just get them out, bro. They got the MLS and the NBA and the NFL. Keep them there. Keep them there.
So as you said, the Disky, I mean, also watched, of course, watched Arsenal Fan TV last night and saw that Robbie mentioned that the most successful franchise that the Kroenkes are ever owned is Arsenal Football Club. And we only won FA Cups, and they consider us the most successful asset that they've had, right? And it really shows how poor of owners they are. And I know, Sebastian, you want to say something quickly, and I'll let you say something in a second. I think really just this whole demonstration has shown that this is the perfect opportunity for Dangote to come in and buy Arsenal. I think Arsenal right now, it won't be as cheap as possible. I think we can get cheaper. The longer we protest, the longer we spiral down. If we get out of Europe and we get knocked out by Unai Emery, or we get killed in the final against either Roma, Enrico's team, and or Man United, I think there's no coming back, right? I mean, that the value of the club is already going to decline. I think coming out of the Super League has already declined our stock. I mean, I saw Juventus's stock crashed after they pulled out of the Super League, right? So I think this is a perfect opportunity for whichever billionaire around the world. Please, Conor McGregor, Trump. I mean, I don't really care who it is at this point. Yo, Trump would make us win, bro. He would make us win.
Flamini is a real billionaire, bro.
That
man was a businessman who throughout his whole time at Arsenal. We didn't even get biomechanics. Woo.
For sure. I mean, this is how desperate we are as fans. Really, just anyone, just get rid of this guy, man. I don't really care who it is. Get rid of this guy. He's a rat, you know. And we need to call the exterminators, and they need to exterminate this guy out of our club. Sebastian.
Oh please, you're absolutely right. Yeah, like his comments are just baffling. And why would you suddenly just invest now when you had all this opportunity to do so? Especially like you said, when you told us a couple of seasons ago, be excited, and then guess what you said to us a year later? Be patient. When do you ever hear that? In 1 year, be excited, to be patient. When do you ever hear that? Unbelievable.
We've been hearing it for all these years, which is why there's this frustration, which is why we can't be patient anymore, right? And it's hard to explain to other fans because as an Arsenal fan, we feel that pain.
We are the most patient fans because we're still supporting the team even through these teams. We haven't won the league since 2004, and if we don't win it next year, it will be our longest ever gap without one. So we're the most patient fans. When we went 9 years without a trophy, we are being patient, but you have to give something for us to be excited about. You have to give something to show that you're trying. Like Liverpool, they had problems with owners FSG, but before, when they hadn't won one for over 30 years, but at least they tried, and it took them time, and they got back to being successful. At least they tried. These people,
and at least the owners came out with an apology.
Exactly, but like I said earlier, why didn't Stan himself come out and say it? Why did
because he has no clue. He has no clue of the club. He's out of touch. He's old as well.
It went through Arteta and Vinay to say, "Oh, he's apologized." No, we want to hear it from you yourself.
And that's what they said. He said, "Oh, they apologized to the players and Arteta." What about the fans? What about the fans?
Exactly.
He's not said anything to us.
Listen, guys, the game is starting in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cut all of us out. I know we can see this is how much we love our club. We can sit here for hours
all night, you know.
Exactly, and I mean, just closing on Sebastian's point, right? We've run out of patience, right? This heartbreak, this pain, the frustration has been going on for way too long. We don't have any more patience. We can't wait anymore. We can't wait for you to sign Mbappe and superstars like Neymar. I mean, that's a long time coming. We should have had these players long time ago. We need immediate results. We need immediate action. And we need you to immediately leave our club, Kroenke, because you're not wanted. And there's no way you're ever repairing any of this with the fans. But yeah, I'm going to close off. Unfortunately, no fans decided to come on today. I think everyone has been watching the protests and gearing up for the game. So that's cool. They'll have an opportunity to join us next week. And I mean, listen, I wanted to thank all of you, but firstly, thank Lev and Shaheen who came through and gave us an opportunity to feel a part of the protest, as we all can't make it, obviously, for various different reasons, one being geographic location. And yeah, I mean, hopefully Arsenal can put a performance today. I'm hoping Eddie Nketiah can score. But if he does have a good game, I don't want to hear people bandwagoning and saying, oh, we should keep him, whatever. No. Even Ceballos, even if he has an amazing game, has 2 assists. No, we can't get carried away. These players are not good enough. They've never been good enough, which is the reason we're in this hole to begin with. And yeah, hoping Arsenal can pull out that performance. Want to go to Enrico. This is your time to shout out anything. Thank you very much for coming on again. It's always appreciated, and always enjoy chatting to you.
I appreciate that. Guys, most important thing, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's been a great chat. I've enjoyed tonight's chat. I feel like I've let my anger out a bit, but no, honestly, man, thanks for having me on. And guys in the chat, anyone who's watching this on playback, who's going to watch in a couple of days, make sure to like and subscribe to the Arsenal Lounge, because honestly, they've given me the platform to speak my mind, and I appreciate everything they've done for me. So yeah, that's what I have to say. And
Absolutely.
Come on, Arsenal.
Cool, Enrico. Come on, Arsenal. Hopefully it's not a 2-2 draw as you predicted, because I'm going to kill you if that comes true. I can't do this anymore, man. We have to win tonight. Sebastian, thank you for coming on. I mean, I know last week you wanted to come on and you didn't. You had some stuff going on, so I did promise you that this week I was going to get you on, and I'm a man of my word, unlike Josh and Stan Kroenke. So it's been a pleasure to have you, man. Really enjoy your views and stuff.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much once again. And yeah, I echo what Enrico says. Thanks for giving me the platform, giving fans a voice. I just wish these people at the top would listen to the fans and would actually clear off.
Absolutely. I think we all know that if fans were on the board, we wouldn't be in this situation, and we'd be far better off than we are. And the Disky, I mean, I know it's quite early in the morning for you. Thankfully, the game is not at 5 or 6 a.m. as it was last week. But I mean, thank you again for coming on and giving us your thoughts.
No, yeah, thank you guys, because you know what? Without being in America and everything, you don't really feel part of the community in that sense. Like no one can. I don't feel as though I can talk like for an hour about my club like this. I can argue with my other roommates and everything for an hour, 3 hours. But this gives me a nice chance to connect with you guys. And as I said, yeah, as Enrico and Sebastian said, like, share, subscribe, all of it, comment. This is it's just beautiful to be part of the community again, you know. And even reading like the comments from all these other Arsenal fans out there, it's nice. It's nice. We're all in this together. Kroenke out, bastard.
Absolutely. And I guess my closing remarks is, I mean, yeah, really hoping Arsenal put a good victory tonight. I think Arteta has kind of gotten away with this whole Super League. The pressure's come off him, but I mean, it's come straight back onto him. He needs to perform. He needs to pull it out of the bag tonight. I'm sorry if Nketiah's not performing. Pull him out of there. Put on Martinelli in the second half, in the 50th minute. I don't want to see 70th minute substitutions. I'm going to be pulling my hair out. And, you know, I'm slowly growing into giving Arteta a chance. And as I said to you guys last week, it's a game-by-game basis for me, really. I mean, it's really judging on how he performs every game. And the big game is on Thursday, but it starts today to build up that confidence. And again, I wanted to thank Lev and Shaheen and to all the people who are watching live. Thank you for joining us. It's been a real pleasure, and really hope that you got and you felt like you were a part of this community, as the Disky said, and you felt like you were a part of this protest, because, you know, as fans internationally, we don't get to partake in this. And I really wanted us to feel a part of this protest, because I think it was a huge day for Arsenal. But yeah, it's been the African Gooner, and this has been the Arsenal Lounge.